Okay, I want to share with you kind of my fitness journey over the last year and a half. I started January 1st, 2012. I went home for Christmas that January 2000 or December 2011. It was about 6 months after we had our little guy, and we were going home to visit, introduce him to the family. And I was after we had gone there, I was kind of looking at some of the pictures and realized how big I had gotten. Um, the great, the pregnancy, I didn't gain a whole lot of weight for my pregnancy. I gained 30 pounds. I lost all of it within 2 weeks. That was mainly due to my child being 10 pounds. Like more than a third of the weight I'd gained was gone, like the second they pulled him out of me. But I was really conscious of what I ate. Probably like a lot of first time moms, like they read all this stuff and they're trying to be the healthiest they can be so their baby's healthy. And so I ate a lot of salads, I ate a lot of fruit. I went through a Big Mac phase. I will admit that I'd have one Big Mac a week there towards the end. But that was like really it. I didn't crave weird foods. I wasn't eating chocolate. I wasn't eating junk. I didn't overeat by any means. Like I ate till I was satisfied. And I tell you what, if I could be pregnant and eat like that, if I have to be pregnant to eat like that, heck yes, because I was awesome. I was doing so good. But then I had him, and I had really bad complications with delivery. We ended up having an emergency C-section and bleeding out, all kinds of complications. And so the recovery was really, really hard for me. I had pain around my incision for at least 6 months. And I had numbness around the incision for at least a year after I had him, which is common. But it caused me to like not do anything. I was depressed. I mean, it was a really, really bad year. A really bad year after I had John. And so when I went home and I, saw how much I'd let myself go after reviewing pictures of me with my family, it scared me. I told myself I would never let myself be super overweight. I've always been a chunky girl. My mom's side of the family is clinically obese, and so I just assumed that, I just got those genes, so I was gonna be hefty all my life, because you can't really fight genetics, right? And it was just too much. I cried, and I was like, I need to do something. So January 1st, I was like, I'm gonna be cheesy, and I'm gonna set a New Year's resolution, and then we're gonna go. So I started with a personal trainer. I paid for her. It was a online personal training, so she would send me workouts and a meal plan, and it was all very strict, very low calorie. Hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym a day, 5-6 days a week. No support. I would email her or Facebook her, and I might get a response, a few days later if I was lucky. And I lost. The first 6 months I was working with her, I lost 15 pounds. Really didn't see much of a difference, but I was killing myself, and it just was overwhelming. So I had actually bought Insanity like before I had John, and after I had John, I had started it a couple times, and I had been in contact with my coach, and so I decided, maybe he can help me. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, can you help me? And he's like, you know what? My wife works with women who have been in your situation. Will you message her? Because I think she can help you better than I can. I was like, oh, okay, I've been kind of talking to you, but okay. And so he put me in contact with her, and she just completely wrapped her arms around me and, understood where I was coming from, and really made me feel comfortable. And a few days later, after we'd messaged back and forth, she's like, hey, can I call you? Can we set up a time where I can call and get to know you? And that right there just like made my day. I was like, she actually wants to take time and like talk to me. And it was hard because she was in North Carolina and I'm here in Utah, and so time difference. And I remember that conversation. I was sitting at the mall by a Chick-fil-A. I was eating a salad, ironically, and John and Jared were off playing on, those quarter machines things, and John was riding a ride. And, like, that conversation I will never forget, because that's kind of when my life changed. I felt I truly felt that she cared. I was a little nervous because, again, it was long distance and I didn't know her. At least the other girl I was working with, I had met her and trained with her in her gym. So this was, a big leap of faith, and the investment was big. We couldn't afford anything. I ended up getting Chalene Extreme and Shakeology, and I had to put it on the credit card. But my husband, I love him to death, and he's like, you need to be happy. And if that means we, pay $180 and put it on the credit card and slowly pay it off, then that's what it means. And I really didn't want to do it because I'm such a cheapo and I don't ever spend money on myself. Like, this shirt I'm wearing, yeah, sophomore year of high school. Yeah, Sadie Hawkins right here. But I allowed myself to get myself something. I knew something inside of me told me that it was going to change my life. And I just had to allow it. And it did. A few months later, I was, well on my way into Chalene Extreme, and I was seeing awesome results. And it wasn't just the outside, because the outside, yeah, that's nice, but I could run from the car to the front door without passing out once I got to the door. And then I remembered I ran from the car to the door, back to the car without taking a break, and I was like, it works, something's happening. I was eating healthy, lots of energy, I was sleeping at night, a lot of the depression went away, I was a lot closer with my husband, I was spending more time with my baby, I was feeling more accomplished, I was doing a lot better in school, because at that time I was in school full time, I was driving 45 minutes away because I had a practicum, I was working juvenile probation, 45 minutes away, I had a part-time job, toddler, infant, a husband who was in school full time, and he was right, like, it was just chaos. And I honestly don't think I would have been able to get through all that if I hadn't taken the time to work out for an hour a day, or taken 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever on Sunday to prep and prepare all of my food for the week. That is what saved my honey. Yeah, I was tired, but I had a goal. I needed a change. And got to the end of the year and was evaluating my New Year's resolutions, and I didn't hit the number I wanted to, but it wasn't about the number, it was about how I felt about myself, how I felt on the inside. And I didn't hit that number, but I never thought that I could look the way that I did. I never thought that I had like an hourglass figure. I always thought I was like this round thing. And as the fat slowly melted off my body, I actually saw that I had something. And as I continued to tone up and beat my husband at push-ups and beat him up, because now I beat him up. It's not about the number for me anymore on the scale. Like, ideally, I would like to weigh 15 pounds less, but how my body is shaped right now is pretty much exactly what I want it to be. What is 15 pounds going to do? Is it really going to make a difference? Maybe. But is it really going to change how I feel on the inside? Realistically, no. And I'm finally happy with myself. I bought a swimsuit the other day, and I didn't get one of those like cheesy grandma-y skirts that people wear over their swimsuits because they're ashamed of, their belly or their legs, or they're self-conscious. Like, no, it's like a little halter top deal and little shorts, and I'm just like, I'm super excited because never ever felt comfortable shopping for a swimsuit, and I had a lot of fun doing it. My husband was there and my little guy was there, and they're like, "Oh, mommy, that looks so nice. Is that to swim? We're going to buy a swim for mommy." And it was just, those experiences that just make you feel good inside. And I'm looking forward to being able to do different programs and to push my body to limits it's never been. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm 26 years old, and I'm in way better shape than I was, peak of high school, or when I was playing softball year round, or when I was nonstop crazy, or any time of my life. And people always say, once you hit 25 you go downhill. No, you go uphill, but it's up to you. You have to try. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to have been introduced to such amazing programs and to be able to have the support that I've had. It's been an awesome journey, and I'm looking forward to see what the next couple years hold for me. So thanks for listening. Talk to you guys later.